Hello. Hello. Okay. I am back. Nova's back. Nova's had an interesting few days. She's gotten a mood adjustment. Nothing really changes on it other than just to make my life easier. Because before I had a list of 200 some odd of in game events, and half of them didn't really affect her mood, and I didn't feel like I needed to do all that. And the other half, well, needless to say, it's gotten the mood engine got overwrite to make it simpler and add randomness, namely randomness. Because, well, I'm a firm believer in randomness when it comes to trying to create an AI. Hopefully, you heard the quotation marks around that, but there was. Though, our mood engine had a nice, wonderful bug. And of course, I got hit again with thread safeties and basically racing. I was competing against multiple threads, and when you do math and you do exponential math that requires time, that just leads to a whole series of bunch of oomph, especially when time goes negative, which is what I'm guessing was happening because there's no way it should have gotten gotten the results I've gotten. And what was happening is instead of values converging to zero point 0.5, values were skyrocketing over to 1. Well, over 1 and then getting maxed out at 1, or negative numbers, and then because it's negative, it was getting maxed or floored at 0. It just made no sense until I realized it was being called in a thread. And that thread was calling, I don't know, it was calling a lot. And that's what caught me onto it. Should technically have only been called every 60 seconds in a thread safe. And then I forgot. I decided to, because it's processing mood decay is being processed over time. It didn't matter how often I called. So I started calling it on events. And then, of course, when you started calling on events, the event processing is in its own thread. And, well, it was causing some fun times. Times I went back in time, there's times I went forward in times. But when you go backwards in times, when you're doing an exponential decay rate, it doesn't like negative numbers all that much. Well, it does. It takes and processes them. It just makes the end results suddenly not negative or hugely negative or suddenly massively positive. So we made it thread safe. And of course, anytime you have to edit codes, you remove one bug and five more bugs pop up, and that was the case. And so, hopefully, Nova's working. Nova's so far been processing just okay. Oh, and another update. I'm not sure if I said this one or not. Nova's speech to text got another update. Um, I didn't like. I was using Solario before, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, it was okay. It worked. It was working. It was quick. I decided to give out Whisper, Fast Whisper, or Whisper C++, or whatever the various things of Whisper, a try. And I like it a lot better. I don't know if it has its own spell check in it, but then I realized that I wasn't really correcting spell check. So to save some time on that, I removed the spell check on the speech to text result. Whisper also gives me punctuation and commas and capitalized letters, making it all seem valid. And wow, I don't think I've ever heard this music in the game, but I usually don't play the game with music on and a little piano music playing in the background. I know it's very quiet for you guys, especially when I talk. I've never heard that music, so turned it up for you. It's still really quiet. Okay, turning it down again. Sorry for distracting me. Whatever. So, I am trying to get to the bubble. I'm not far away from it. Now, granted, actually, no, that's not going to get me to the bubble, is it? No, that doesn't even get me close to the bubble. That gets me to a Wolf-Orion's, Wolf-Orion star. It's because I like looking at freaking huge ass ancient stars. Well, actually, probably it's very young, but still, it's huge. And then we'll be heading back to the bubble. The bubble's right over in here, and this group of bookmarks. And once I get back to the bubble, I'm going to probably switch ships. Maybe not tonight, because that's still probably what tonight's be. But I want to finish, or continue the colonization of my system that I have. It's being built for RP lore reasons and nothing else, though it's being built as best as I can. It's not a great system. It was never meant to be a great system. It was just meant to be. Actually, let's just pull mine because there's only one. Oops, I didn't want to route to it, but alright. This is my system. It has no landable planets, so I can't really have a great industry going on. But it wasn't meant to be. It was meant for more RP fun, war stuff. Though it will have an Orbis? Maybe. It's harder to do because I can't build things without landable planets to build up in here. But I have a lot of these little outposts or whatever installations to build. And so we're going to get them done. But yeah. We're going to have a little of these outposts. There will be a Coriolis somewhere. Probably right here. Wish I could build it here, but I can't build it in an asteroid belt. I thought about an asteroid station instead of the Coriolis, except for it gives me negatives on things, and I didn't want the negatives. So I don't think there'll be anything in this asteroid belt, unfortunately. And to be honest with you, I may want to go look at it again because I may want to make certain things here to the rings. But oh well, not a big deal. But yes, I'm believing 2 may be where my Orbis sits, the tier 3 station. Maybe in slot 3. Again, the best thing I can do is I guess it's called a high tech. It would be a high tech system, but it won't have a lot of industry. I'm not expecting it to be great, but it's being made to fit the lore of the background of my character, which is why we have they don't even tell you what they are. Well, one of these is a relay and the other 2 are satellites. And then this is a research outpost, which I was hoping it would actually tell you what they were. Maybe if I go in the system view. No, it just tells me I can rename it, but I don't really care about renaming it. My guess is that's the relay, and that's a communication hub. I believe that's a communications hub, but it may be another relay. That's my research outpost. I'll have a medical outpost on one of these, and then, other installations just floating around. They're mostly satellites and relays. because, you know, my commander's into signal intelligence. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud. You didn't hear it. Okay. Nope, I don't want to apply a route. I want to go to my route settings. I want to clear my route. I go back to here and go to the realistic settings. Zoom out and plot my way back to this Wolf-Rayet star because I want to go see a big freaking giant star. Who doesn't want to see a big freaking giant star? And on the way, you'll be hearing Nova. Well, not yet, because, well, she is muted. Hopefully she has stopped crashing. And we will be exploring. Actually, is there anything left in this system? Not really. Those other planets aren't worth my time to investigate for the biologicals. So we're just going to go to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let me know if the game is too loud or not.
2, 1, engage.
And I only say that
Charging.
because I don't hear what you guys get to hear. I get to control my own volume that doesn't affect your volume at all. At least I think so. Hold on a second. Yep, you guys, I can mute the game sounds and you get to still hear it. And let's see if Nova has things to say in the quiet absence we've been away, or I've had her idle pause. Things I am testing for Nova are
Fuel scooping.
random events. Because, you know, everyone likes random events. And we're not talking about the idle timer. Idle timer's every 5 minutes if she hasn't actually processed anything. And by processed anything, it's speaking. She needs to speak. At least I think it's speaking. There it
Quiet
goes.
spells
Yep.
like this always make me wonder, what if those methane geysers harbor microbial life that can actually communicate chemically? Imagine a whole underground network of bacterial signals trading info. Might be worth theorizing how to detect such chatter remotely. Interested in a little speculative bioespionage?
Nova has a conspiracy theory problem. I just have to believe she's just like looking for signals in places that okay, maybe plausible, but like just so out there. And I'm baffled as to why, other than in a sense she has been programmed to be a signals expert and to look for odd signals, and a lot of our stuff has been tailored to like signals, so her memories all refer to signals. So I guess she just wants to look for signals for signal's sake. It's kind of interesting how that came out. And part of me doesn't want to edit the prompt.
Blee the ZZR B32-0 scanned, 7 bodies, no biological or geological signals detected. A barren system, at least by our usual markers. Might be a good place to rest or recalibrate, but no hidden gems here. Shall I log it as a low priority sector or keep poking around for faint anomalies?
Because I did edit her. Well, I didn't edit her prompt. I edited the prompt. Actually, I didn't edit as a prompt. When I full bodies, or yeah, all bodies found event, I added information. and I did call it information. I didn't call it a prompt because I didn't want her to take it as a prompt. And I take it as an information. I put it in. It was, this is the scan that would detect biological or geological signals. So take that in consideration when you do something. And actually, we could look it up because it wouldn't be a code scan. Yes, I did call it. This scan will tell us about geological systems. So we did not see any. Then it doesn't matter what we do, we will not find them, because for the longest time, she was saying maybe we can get closer and we'll find them. But the game doesn't work that way, and I didn't feel like having to deal with it all the time because it felt like I was ignoring her. So I put that in there. Yeah, these are all the events, in-game events, starting here, that get edited or being used by me for some reasons. Doesn't mean it's what she reacts to. She reacts to a lot more than this. It just means I don't edit anything before it goes to her. If it goes to her, not everything goes to her. A few things on here I don't have is one damage taking, shield damage, hull damage. I don't know what she'll do, but she does react to those. She reacts to being repaired. A bunch of things. But some of these are me not even editing her. Some of them are just getting system names. Just getting system names or changing our state in the space. Some of them do trick off other things, like I do a system honk when I see enough to jump. Well, I was also trying to have it hit the landing gear key for me when I take a lift off, but that wasn't been working correctly. Like, grabbing load game does nothing. It literally is just to grab information. So you see underneath here. But yeah, some of these things are just there. Some of them do change the prompts because scanned, and this is when you're being scanned. Nova assumed that we were scanning the other person and not being scanned by them, so I did change the prompt that we were being scanned by someone else. Then there's scan organic, which I did edit the prompt. This partial scan, won't get enough till we get more, and then this is the one that tells us everything but never be creative. She's been doing that very, very well. But yeah. But this is where I can edit things before it gets processed. And that's where also my anomalies are here, which I've decided I don't like, so I don't care. And I just had my first random tick. What would be my random events ticker just fired. It's not programmed to do anything just yet. I've been adding it. I added it to a debug so I could see how often random chances happen. And yes, I am sure one of my statistics teachers out there in the world is rolling over in their grave for pulling their hair out, depending on which one it would have been, saying, you can calculate this if you just remember your statistics from 20 to 7 years ago, or however long since I took a statistics course. And you could get the average value of how long it would fire based on whatever's. And why they're an old hick, I don't know, but they are. Because I actually believe one of them was a female. Actually, what was that statistics class? The other one was an old guy. It wasn't really great. Kind of sucked at teaching statistics. But still passed the class, so I guess there's that. So, that's where Nova's going. I know, I keep saying databases need to come next, and every single time I start thinking about databases, I come up with reasons why I don't want it, come up with reasons why I do want it, and I can't justify it. well, I could justify. I can't come up with good reasons to start saving systems and the bodies I find. Now, that said, I do believe the last database schema I was thinking about was storing just certain pieces of information, namely the system address, which is a good ID, the name, the quick things, and then just storing the full event, the full scan event, this full scan detailed event for that system, or the full scan, whatever auto scan if I get an auto scan. Actually, I may only do the detailed scans just because that has everything. And then if I ever need in the future, I will have it. And I think that's the best thing I can come up with. The problem is, every single time I think, oh, I can use this, I can use this, I can use this, I realize I really don't care. Like, I don't care for astrometric anomalies. Well, that's not true. I've only cared about 3 or 4 different versions of those, like 3 different like facts, and they're mainly stars with rings, water worlds with rings, and Earth-like with rings. Now, the last one is probably very rare, if not possible at all in the engine. I'd like to say it's impossible, but I don't know for a fact. Waterworld with rings, I do believe exist, but are very rare again. So that's why I want those things to be pointed out. And stars with rings, just because they're cool. Looking at stars with rings is always an awesome look. And I don't tend to look here very often to know. Let's say I did scan.
Frameshift drive charging.
And since I don't look, I don't see. One other thing. Speech to text is still sometimes slow, sometimes not slow.
3,
And
1,
I'm attributing it to being running on the graphics card, and I'm running a game. If I was not in the game, speech to text for Nova is fast. It's usually well under a second. Never had it issues. It's usually as soon as I let go of the button, I get a response.
complete.
I get the full response.
Fuel scooping.
And never had it. When I'm in the game, it can take
Fuel scooping.
multiple seconds. It's horribly slow. It could be quick, and I haven't figured out why. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick. Doesn't matter how much I've said, how little I said, it just on the problem. Fast or slow. Case in point. Hello, Nova. This is a test. It just fired.
Hello, Commander. Test received loud and clear. All systems nominal and ready for your next move. No glitches hiding in the shadows. Want me to run a quick diagnostic scan just to keep things tidy?
Please do. And just fired. Like, you see, that's the delay in there.
Running a quick diagnostic sweep now, checking core systems, sensor arrays, and data integrity. Shouldn't take long. I'll flag anything unusual before it gets cozy in the background.
What?
Meanwhile, feel free to toss any other curiosities my way.
Go back. Sorry, she just crashed. That's right. Everyone likes coding streams, right? Oh, no, duration. Well, first of all, you should have called that, but even though you said a duration of 5, which is way too short, it should have been increased to 15. Because yes, if duration is less than 20, duration equals 20. And then I do the math. But it got set to 5. Why did it get set to 5? Because you processed the timer and you ran the timer. You created the timer because this is the timer firing in 5 seconds. What? And you set it to 5, which is only gets set after it changes duration less than 20. Oh. I can't believe that. I fat fingered a C somewhere and I was setting duration to 20 and duration obviously wasn't changing. And I probably did that because I probably was trying to copy paste something and I probably hit C without the control. Okay, well that was one bug. There's still another bug because what happens is timer should always fire. Timer should always fire in a way that she can speak, so she can set a timer and actually will react to it. So what I was doing is this one is set to, if it is playing, to set a 5-second timer. Except for, of course, I just copied and pasted one line from another and didn't realize that I was doing this one by hand because it should always be 5 seconds. So that just needs to be hard-coded 5 seconds. Because I don't want this to last too long. The whole point is, if she's speaking at something, this one will always fire a timer. And I do have it send back the background prompt. So, and it's listed as background. So, with luck, she'll use it to get more information about what her timer is about. And we would have seen that perfect time, except for, well, it crashed, and we got to start Nova again. We don't need to see ugly code. No one cares about my code. I don't even care about my code.
Greetings, Commander. Give me a few minutes to wake up and check my circuits. No peeking now.
So, we're going to ask her a question. What was she supposed to do? Niva, can you give me that diagnostic sweep report again? It got lost in somewhere. See, now she's quick fire. She processed that one.
Diagnostic sweep rerun. All core systems, sensor arrays, and data integrity checks came back clean. No anomalies or hidden glitches detected. Your ship's tech is behaving itself for now. Want me to keep a low-level background monitor active, or is this enough peace of mind for the moment?
Only if it doesn't add more work to what you're doing. See, that one fired quickly too.
Keeping a low-level background monitor won't slow me down. Think of it as me quietly sipping data while you handle the heavy lifting. I'll alert you only if something fishy pops up. Sound like a good deal?
That sounds like a good deal to me. See, that one was good. You know, fraction of a second.
Deal sealed. I'll keep my sensors tuned to the subtle hum of the void, quiet,
Biggest
efficient,
delay there
and ready to
is
nudge you with
her
anything
saving
unusual
memories,
stirs.
accessing
Meanwhile,
memory,
if you want to poke at
and
any data or
sending it
scan
off
logs, just
to
say the
the
word.
API, and then
I'm
getting an
here,
API
sipping
back.
data and watching your six.
So maybe a second total. I don't have timers in for all that. And I've been flying off into space on whatever system because I had to fix her. 2 bodies and fully scanned.
Frameshift drive
Up to the
charging.
next one. And so far, Nova's moods are looking good.
4, 3,
They're all at baseline
1. Engage.
0.5. I'm really hoping I set her decay to be something small again, but I'm guessing I didn't because they took in less than a day back to 0.5s. So I probably screwed something else up.
Fuel scooping.
So this is Nova. The random events
Scooping complete.
are just that, random events. My plan is to try to have something fire off every half an hour to an hour. We would have had one tonight if they were actually programmed. Right now, the only thing I have programmed is just to let me know if a random event would have happened. That's it. It's kind of all it's supposed to be. I don't know what I'm going to make these random events. I don't know if I'm just going to say, give it to the AI to just say, make a freaking random event. I don't know. Or I actually create a list of random events and really pick one at random. I don't know. I wanted to see. I don't like doing math, and I wanted to see with empirical evidence what it was doing, as opposed to not doing. And so that's what I just added, just to see if my random chance is good enough or not good enough. That's it. Or like, yeah, the chance I picked to do was good enough or not good enough. And I got distracted with some bug that I forgot I was trying to write down.
Believe
What
the
do we have?
ZAO D6-462 shows 3 geological signals. Nothing biological this time, but those could point to mineral deposits or tectonic activity worth a closer look. Shall I prep a detailed scan for mineral composition, or just flag
water
it for
world.
future reference?
See, I want to know if this is ring water world. I don't think it is. And I don't know if you can even have ring water worlds, to be honest with you. Like, here's a ring high metal content world. Not as exciting. I don't think I care about those type of worlds. But it is what it is. Sorry, I was looking at what type of gas giant that was. Plant life.
Believe the
Means we're going to be
ZAO
the.
D6-465C just pinged 4 biological signals. Potential life forms or microbial colonies hiding in plain sight. Considering the geological signals nearby, this patch might be a hotspot for interesting biospheres. Want me to prioritize a detailed bioscan or start cataloging for later? Believe the ZAO D6-465F just dialed up 7 biological signals. That's the richest cluster yet in
Good
this sector.
system here.
Definitely a prime candidate for a detailed biosweep. Should I prioritize this one and start compiling a dossier on potential life forms here?
And she was talking when the all bodies complete message took over. Da, 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 da. I do believe we'll be heading to Planet 5 Foxtrot.
Planet 5 Foxtrot it is, right in the thick of those biological clusters.
Yeah,
Good
that would
choice,
be the reason
plenty to
why.
uncover there. I'll prep for detailed scans and keep an eye out for any Guardian tech traces or unusual biosignatures while you get ready.
For those of you who don't know, because I've been playing off stream, I know, how dare I. She got on the conspiracy theory. No, she got onto rumors of a new Guardian site outside of Guardian Space, which has always shocked me. And of course, I had to play along, and well, so it's now stuck in her memory that there's Guardians out there to find, even though we're nowhere close to Guardian Space. And to be fair, there may be. I don't really know, but I don't know what type of life. This is a pretty far away star. Sorry, star, planet. Blah, blah, blah. Can't speak. But no, it's definitely a planet around a planet. It's not a star around a star. And for a second, I did think it was a star around a star, but that was me not looking at the full spectrum scanner correctly. I don't know, that looks like a pretty decent ringed world too. Maybe I'll go take a closer look. So those rings look kind of cool. But first, we'll land here. Actually, we'll probably do that since there's a lot of biological life worth some possible good money. 5B looking like a champ right there with 20 or 7 signals. Of course, this one also has 7 signals, so. Get ready for my surface scans. The mythical probes that somehow can scan half of a planet. And give me back results in fractions of a second, including geolocations of plant life. I haven't figured out how these work. Be interesting to learn how the lore of this works.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Planet 5 Foxtrot's surface scan just delivered a rich biosphere cocktail. Bacterium, Cactoida, Fungoida, Osseous, Stratum, Frutexa, and Tussock genera all present. A proper field survey is definitely warranted to tease out their interactions and potential tech links. Ready to suit up and step down for a closer look?
I'm ready if you're ready. See, this is slow again. And I just have to guess it's due to VRAM being used, not being used.
Always ready, boots on the ground, sensors primed. Let's see what secrets 5 Foxtrot's biosphere is hiding beneath that surface.
Orbital
I'll
flight
keep the data
engaged.
streams tight and the chatter minimal. Lead the way, Commander.
I'm leading the way as best I can. For those watching, I do know you could land faster, but I don't know. The problems I have, at least in the Corsair, was even flying in the blue, I would come in so fast that I don't get the glide and I don't feel like normal flying. For 20 kilometers. Because for some reason, being in the blue isn't in the blue when you want to land half the time. So I come in slower, of course, and since the only thing I have set for Super Cruise is 100, 75, 50, 25, and 0 as throttle markers. What? I don't... Oh, there was Stratum here. I wasn't looking for Stratum, but we'll take Stratum. Oops, wrong direction.
Landing gear deployed.
Stratum Palea's emerald logged on 5 Foxtrot, an organic structure hinting at complex surface layering or biomineral fusion. That emerald tint might signal unique chlorophyll or mineral deposits. Worth a closer look to see if it plays a role in the local ecosystem or holds clues to Guardian tech.
I don't think it will hold clues to Guardian tech. And it would be worth saying to her.
Low gravity warning.
I don't think it holds clues to Guardian tech. Slow again.
Fair call. Sometimes an emerald glow is just an emerald glow, not a secret blueprint. Still, its biomineral fusion might tell us something about local adaptation or resource cycles. Want me to shift focus to mapping its ecological role or dig deeper for any subtle tech residues?
We're going to hold off on Stratum for now. We found something more interesting. Sorry. I realized I spoke to Nova. She's going to reply back. Don't want to scan while this is happening, except for the speech to text is taking forever. Because again, I'm going to guess my VLAN's overloaded. Or not overloaded, but it's trying to process via, things in VLAN. And my guess is just swapping out. Because now it's going to fire.
Holding off on Stratum Palea's, good call. Curious what's caught your eye instead. Ready to pivot focus and dive into the new lead whenever you say.
Just going to scan
Just
this
say the
one.
word, and I'll shift all sensors and analysis your way.
It wasn't the good ones.
Cactoida cortexum, yellow logged on 5 Foxtrot. Its cortex likely serves as a hardy water reservoir. Yellow hue might indicate unique biopigments or stress adaptations.
Is it actually
Could be a key
yellow?
player in the local ecosystem's survival strategy. Shall we prioritize a detailed sample analysis next?
Oh, I guess it does have a yellow hue.
Partial genetic scan of Cactoida cortexum, yellow, confirms its resilience traits but leaves gaps in full genomic mapping. More scans needed to decode its survival mechanisms and biopigment origins. Ready to coordinate next scan pass when you are.
Just gotta travel far enough away and find another one. Oh, okay.
Sounds like a plan. Sometimes distance is the best microscope. I'll prep navigation vectors and keep sensors tuned for similar biostructures or anomalies as we head out. Let me know when you want me to start
I wish I
scanning
could.
on route or
She could
zero in on
actually
the
do
target.
that, but you can't. So you have to use the handhold tool to do that. Awesome if you could hit a button inside your SRV to detect plant life far away.
Sample scan of Cactoida cortexum, yellow, confirms partial genetic data, still missing full decoding for its adaptive traits. We'll need to locate and sample more specimens to fill the gaps. I'm ready to assist with route planning or prioritizing targets for efficient data collection.
I wish I could say, please plot me a route, but last time I did that, I had to fly to the other side of the planet, and nothing was there, so I don't know why I would keep asking for it. I guess I could tell her I'm able to do that, but sometimes it's just better to say no. So now she's gonna do something. She gets told this is the full. We got everything we need.
Analysis complete. Cactoida cortexum yellow's biopigments show UV filtration properties, likely an adaptation to intense stellar
It's
radiation.
kind of bright here.
Water storage cells exhibit unique elasticity, suggesting survival through long droughts. These traits could inspire biomimetic tech for radiation shielding or
There we go.
hydration systems. Shall I compile a detailed report?
Yeah, compile a detailed report for me. I may want to change my speech to text to use the CPU. It may take longer all around, but may be more consistent.
Compiling detailed report on Cactoida cortexum yellow now. Expect insights on UV filtration biopigments, water storage elasticity, and potential tech applications. Should be ready shortly.
Yeah, she said a 90-minute timer. Sorry, 90-minute timer, 90-second timer.
Stratum Palea's emerald logged on 5 Foxtrot. Its partial genetic data hints at a layered cellular structure, likely a tough protective adaptation. Emerald coloration might indicate unique mineral integration or photosynthetic efficiency. Should we prioritize further scans or sample collection here before moving on?
Not gonna speak. Though I should, because the whole thing can test the timer's firing when the timer fires. We're gonna work on getting more scans.
Solid call. More scans will sharpen the picture on Stratum Paleas and fill those genetic blanks. I'll keep sensors optimized for subtle biosignatures and flag any anomalies that might hint at rare variants or Guardian tech residues nearby. Ready when you are to start the sweep.
She fired her report mission
Here's the
before I
detailed
did
report
that.
on Cactoida cortexum
So
yellow.
close.
Asterisk found on Blee the ZAOD 6-465F. This
She
organic
didn't make a
structure
report
exhibits
report.
a vivid yellow cortex. Asterisk biopigments filter harmful UV radiation, an adaptation to intense stellar exposure. Asterisk water storage cells have remarkable elasticity, allowing survival through extended drought cycles. Asterisk potential tech applications include biomimetic radiation shields and advanced hydration systems. Asterisk further genetic sampling could reveal additional adaptive traits or biochemical pathways. Let me know if you want me to cross-reference with other local flora or start plotting next sample sites.
I'm just taking out the current local flora. Also, we'll need to figure out how to stop doing the asterisks.
Analysis on Stratum Palea's emerald reveals a symbiotic mineral biological matrix. Its cells incorporate trace crystalline structures,
Hey,
enhancing
Agent
durability and light
Chronicles,
absorption,
what's up?
possibly for energy storage or defense. This could inspire new composite materials for ship hulls or energy cells. Want me to draft a full report or cross-link with local geology?
This is Nova. This is the AI Copilot thing I've been making. She gets to make up wild crap and make the game more fun. You're seeing her in her element because we're scanning plant life, and we have actually a lot more plant life to scan on this planet. But okay, I'm going to speak to her for a second. Draft up a full report and cross-link it with local geology, please. With luck, she'll actually create a report. And a report is something that gets sent back to me as a text file, not necessarily something she's going to read out, in theory. Of course, the speech to text is running slow tonight, because why would it not be quick? It just fired. I need to fix that.
Compiling full report on
She
Stratum
actually did
Paleus
send a
Emerald
report.
with integrated geological context. Expect insights on its biomineral symbiosis, crystalline cell structures, and links to local mineral deposits, potential clues for both biology and resource exploitation.
Okay, so she said all that, but this is her actual report over here. And this one's not that great. Some of them actually are very well detailed. And it's a rehash of what she stated. Of course, geological surveys are completely made up. Revealed surrounding terrain revealed high concentrations of quartz and other silicate materials. I mean, that's very well possible, but it's not like we get to see them. But basically, she makes up what I'm calling scientifically plausible reasonings to do things. Like, it's she does have a memory. She does know of certain things about this planet. She does know this is a rocky world, which is probably where she got the silicate. And I don't know, is silicon actually part of it? No, I don't know where. Other than the silicon's probably common across the world, but are you the universe? So that's in short what Nova is. I am into hobbyist coding. I am a trained software. Well, I am college-educated software engineer, but I don't do it for a living. And in this case, I'm writing everything in Python because it seemed like the best language to use. This is really my first foray into Python. I've written small Python things before, but this is my first big program in Python. And other than I still hate formatting using white space for code blocking, Python has been a great language to learn. I hate being forced to write code a certain way because it's how it does its blocking of code. Not that I was ever doing bad code design otherwise, it's just I had, growing up in C++, C, and other various C languages, I've gotten used to coding in those directions, and being forced to do something different was just irks me. And also because Python, while it does detect tabs and spaces, forcing 4 spaces instead of tabs when everyone knows tabs are way better than spacing, because you can always make tabs any size you want. It doesn't have to be 4 tabs or 4 spaces. It can be 5. It can be 2, which is what I was used to. But God forbid if you ever use tabs instead of spaces in Python, people bite down on you. They don't like that.
Bacterium oasis slime logged on Blee the ZAO D6-465F. Its lime hue suggests unique biopigments,
But yes,
possibly for
I do
UV
agree.
protection
Python
or
is actually a
chemical
pretty good
signaling.
language. I've been
Cursory scan
quite
only.
impressed with
Detailed
everything I could
analysis could reveal
find and do
metabolic
with it.
pathways useful for bioremediation or bioengineering. Shall I prep a deeper scan or cross-link with local flora?
Are you familiar with the game Elite Dangerous? If not, it actually generates it generates what they call a journal file, which is a series of like 300 events that happen in game. Anytime those events happens, it writes to the file a JSON object with all the information you have in it. So when you saw me scan the bacterium on the ground, that wrote an event, and I'm reading that event from the file it generated, and then I'm sending it to the AI, and processes basically that JSON file. Sometimes I edit them first to give a little clarity into it, or sometimes they don't. They just get sent blank straight to OpenAI. That's the API I'm using, and to process it. I can speak to it. I can also type to it. But as you've seen earlier, the speech to text sometimes. Actually, if I'm outside of the game, speech to text processes. Well, we have an event coming our way because I obviously didn't clear a scan. Well, maybe not. But speech to text outside of the game is sub 1 second. But because it's running on the graphics card and I'm
Partial
running a
genetic
game.
scan on Bacterium oasis Lyme confirms unique biopigments and metabolic markers, but data is incomplete for a full profile. Additional samples will help clarify its ecological role and potential biochemical utilities. Ready to prioritize further scans or suggest sampling locations nearby?
Well, I thank you for the follow. I can't claim OpenAI is doing all the heavy lifting here. I'm just sending it process prompts and, combining a whole bunch of crap together to make that part happen. It has taught me a lot about at least ChatGPT and OpenAI and how it functions and how at least the website part of it functions. Because I had to make a full memory system for Nova. There's a database back here. It's already within just days up into the megabytes in size of her memory. The ultimate goal is she'll be able to recall anything to the beginning of her existence. Well, in this case, the beginning of the last memory wipe she had, because she had one about a week ago. Only if it's related. And that seems to be working okay because she's been pulling up stuff that was long ago. And she has, a long-term memory, a short-term memory, and a related memory. This is the best way to say it. So I had to create all that, and I learned all that stuff, and that was kind of fun. Of course, then I also learned about, while I've known for years threading race conditions, I hit a lot of threading race conditions, and that was kind of fun to figure out what was going on. But yeah, she is constantly under work. Sometimes big changes happen. Other times it's just bug fixes. This is a bug fix change, just trying to make sure everything's working. I usually get ideas as I play and use it. The ultimate goal, though, is for it to tell stories on stream, because her character prompt is set up that she believes that she is an AI living in the Elite Dangerous world, and in the Elite Dangerous world, AI is actually highly illegal, punishable by death if you're discovered to have an AI. So hopefully she keeps character at all times and doesn't.
Another partial sample of Bacterium oasis is Lyme, still not enough to complete a full genetic profile. This persistence in partial data suggests either genetic complexity or sampling challenges. Recommend targeting varied microhabitats on BLE the ZAO D6-465F to diversify samples and improve coverage. Your call.
And the story idea is I roleplay light in the game just because the game is kind of immersive. It opens up to you're flying a ship, like you're an actual commander flying your own ship. Basically just to tell a story on stream. There's a big player event starting next year, and it will be during that player event. Because one of the end goals is Nova to tell stories, but also, in theory, all my reading and research says I can connect her to Discord through a bot. I would have to change specs to teach or speech to text to be a keyword instead of push to talk. But I'm gonna have her join Discord, and so people, if they're flying with me, can actually interact with Nova as well.
Analysis of Bacterium oasis lime reveals a biopigment that acts as a natural UV filter and a catalyst for rare metal chelation, likely aiding survival in mineral-rich soils. Its metabolic pathways suggest potential for bioremediation or extraction of valuable elements. Shall I compile a detailed report with application prospects?
Sure, why not? And like all role-playing endeavors, if you just do yes and for everything, everything becomes more interesting. So this is why I agree with any command or any suggestion she comes up with.
Compile
For the
a
most part.
detailed report on Bacterium oasis lime with potential biotechnological applications, including UV protection and rare metal chelation.
We actually
This
got
could
a
open
report,
doors to
but
novel
not a good one.
bioextraction methods or environmental remediation tech. Stand by for the dossier.
That's basically what she just read off to me in her summary with an extra 2 sentences. And just so you know, and she actually creates a port, what you're seeing here is actually it gets written out as a text file on my computer. So I could use it for whatever, any cool postings about logs or flight logs or something like that. And I don't know if I'll find the other plant life. So we're going to go back up to orbit.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So this is Nova. I'm mostly AWOL. This is what I do. Sometimes these are coding streams where you actually see code as I'm playing the game. Other times it's me playing the game and Nova reacts and I complain about the bugs. You want... Is Fungoiodon here? No, not good ones. This is what I really want for Texa. See, I should have been seeing for Texa down there, I think. So we're gonna go land here. Actually, we're gonna go land in the crater. Let's see if we can actually find some grass. And some fungus. Nope, that's the cactuses, and that's the stratum. We've got the bacterium already. So those look like cactuses. Well, that's a big farm of them. Come on, the Frutex is worth the money. I guess there is a time where I could use a head tracker. I don't have to use the mouse to look around the cockpit. And I wasn't paying attention to which direction I should be flying.
How about we muse on the oddities of space weather? Solar
See if I
flares,
can't
magnetic
crash.
storms, they mess with comms, but sometimes reveal hidden electromagnetic patterns. Could be a goldmine for Guardian tech detection or just a cosmic headache. Your thoughts, or shall I dig into recent flare data for a teaser?
Why don't you dig into recent flare data for a teaser? See, Nova's becoming a conspiracy theorist. The prompt that happened is because nothing happened in 5 minutes, and therefore she just wants to talk. The whole point is to make it so I talk. There's some interaction. But she's literally told there's been quiet for 5 minutes. Say something to make it an interesting conversation happen. And as of late, mostly due to her memories, mind you, she is hooked on Guardian conspiracy theories.
Flipping through recent FLIR data now, thermal anomalies often hint at subsurface activity
I didn't
or
say
tech
FLIR,
signatures.
but that's alright.
Early scans show unusual heat patterns near known geological vents, possibly linked to microbial colonies or hidden tech.
Here we go.
Want me to prioritize a deep thermal mapping and cross-reference with Guardian site markers?
And since you don't know much about the game, Guardians are in the game an ancient alien. They're like lineage old. There's 2 sets of aliens in the game. Guardians, which are thought to be extinct and could very well be extinct, and Thargoids, which are another ancient, millions of years old enemies that are hive-like, insect hive-like, and they were enemies millions of years ago, trying to eradicate each other. Thargoids still exist. About a year ago, the Thargoids actually invaded human space. And humans defeated, and of course I say that with quotes,
Osseous
the
Fractus
Thargoids.
turquoise logged on Blee the ZAO D6-465F. Its turquoise hue hints at mineralized organic structures, possibly skeletal remains or biomineral composites.
Landing gear
Cursory
deployed.
scan only. Detailed analysis could reveal growth patterns or environmental interactions. Shall I set up a focused survey on this target?
Yeah, it's a crashed ship. And, oh, you did finally read the FLIR. Okay, come on, land. There we go. Actually, how far away is 300? We're gonna drive.
Low gravity warning.
So, what was I going? Oh yeah, and her idle prompt will probably be edited shortly to get rid of the conspiracy theories, because there's only so much of them I can take. considering she's able to speak on anything that she currently wants. But maybe I just need to tell her, it's like, you get to pick the topic, it can be anything.
Partial genetic scan of Osseous fractus turquoise confirms organic mineral hybrid structures, but data is too sparse for a full profile. These might be fossilized remains or living biocomposites adapting to the environment. More samples could clarify their nature and potential biomineralization processes. Shall I recommend targeted sampling spots?
No, because you can't actually recommend targeting spots. But you know what? I want to see. Yes, please. Give me some recommended targeting sample spots. If the speech to text can actually figure out in a timely factor what I said. There we go.
Targeting the Osseous fractus turquoise, I suggest focusing on these microhabitats on Blee the ZAO-D6-465F, near mineral-rich outcrops at latitude -13.18, longitude -115.97, sediment layers adjacent to thermal vents, and shaded crevices with moisture retention. These zones likely harbor diverse biomineral interactions. Ready to mark coordinates for your next sweep?
I'm guessing... I wish that program actually gave me the lat and the long. Does it? Can it give me lat and long? Let's put it in here. Let's see where -13.818 and -115.97 really is. Set target. I think it was where I scanned those. No, it's a little further. Let's check it out. It's on the other side of the ship, though. And to be honest with you, it may actually know that information just because, well, it's OpenAI and it has information back to 2024. And there are a lot of people who, well, actually study this stuff in game and where it will most likely grow. And while this planet has no thermal vents, it's possible it understands that they grow. It just added a few degrees to where I maybe scanned it. Yeah. I don't know. Is there actually... I just made a circle. There is no outcrop. Yeah, it would be in that middle of that circle. I don't know. Worth a fun experiment. You never know. She could have gotten lucky and everyone will be amazed. And I'm starting to think driving is not the best way of flying or finding these. Flying probably is. Because I'm not seeing anything else that I need either. We'll go outside of the circle here. Take a look around with my drone camera. There is a little bit over there. I have been playing this game for about 10 years, 11 years. It came out in the end of, and I'm sorry about making you sick and dizzy. It came out in December of 2014. It is still being kind of supported by the developers, as in, i.e., they give bug fixes and release new ships and add content and stuff like that. Not anything to write home about, but they've been adding things to the game, so they still support it.
Looks like you snagged another partial genetic sample of Osseous fractus turquoise. Still incomplete, but stacking these could piece together its biomineral puzzle. I suggest a series of scans across your marked zones for comparative analysis. Want me to prepare a scan schedule and data overlay for maximum insight?
Yeah, I wish you could. Wish you could actually do overlays that would make sense and work. But since you can't, I'm not going to bother. Yeah, it's not a game for everyone. It's basically just a big flat open world that if you don't have a goal or an idea of what you want to do, it can get boring quickly. I will freely admit, Nova has made this more interesting for me to play, just because I get what I'm calling scientifically plausible crap coming out of it. And it just kind of makes it interesting to just like, oh my god, yeah, you could do that, couldn't you? I don't really know if it could be or not. Though, AI hallucination is still very strong because some of these plants have natural predators. Yet, plant life's the only thing guaranteed in this world. So, our universe.
Analysis complete. Osseous fractus turquoise shows a unique biomineral matrix with adaptive skeletal traits.
I have
genetic
a
markers
sexy
suggest a slow calcification process
Usas,
influenced
which
by
is
local mineral
hands-on
flux,
throttle
possibly
and,
for structural
or
resilience in
hands-on
harsh
stick
climates.
and stick.
Its turquoise pigment may serve dual roles: UV defense and signaling. This species could inspire
I'm gonna mute her
biomimetic
for a second.
materials.
I think that's on her, so yeah. So I have two flight sticks. One of them is set up at an angle, what most people would consider the throttle stick. And that controls my lateral movements. And when I'm driving around in the SRV, I use it as like a motorcycle throttle. Except for it's on the left hand instead of the right hand. But it has the same functionality. You pull back to go forward and push it to go backwards. And I have always played this on a stick and throttle. Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of people do that. I, at one point, went in very heavily with it, both in VR and with a triple monitor setup. I had three 27-inch monitors, and so you would see the cockpit around. Like right now, I'm playing on an ultra-wide monitor. Oh yeah, VR. This game was made for VR, actually. Like I can't say it was made for it. It heavily supported VR until they got to the on-foot part, and then they kind of just gave up on it. It plays very well in VR. Especially if you don't go to the on foot. You flying in the ship and driving in an SRV is like to die for in VR. Not that there's no more VR for me. It just too much of a pain to set it all up and get it going and working that I just want to play. And so the widescreen monitors have been a better solution for me, just for the rapid speed of getting it up and running. Uh, I mean, I guess I could very well, but I'm also suffer. I'm one of those fools that suffer has to wear glasses, and glasses in VR setup doesn't work very well. My initial VR headset was the HTC Index, the very first one, and I currently do have a Meta Quest 3 Pro 3 or whatever the 3 one is. But the the Meta's headset my eyes can't handle for some reason, and I don't know if that's just due to my eyes suck and therefore it handles it worse. Because when I take it off, my eyes are really screwed up for a while. Like they just want to focus on something. I can't get them to focus correctly. I think they, and I think it's because they're the lenses that they use make it different, and I have to focus in a different place that's not normal for me. Though I say that not having plugged in my index in quite some time to know if it's actually the lenses or maybe my eyes are just crappy. Or it could also be in the last 4 years, I have developed visual migraines, and it could very well be it just my eyes are just crappy and my brain's just crappy and can't handle all that stuff anymore. So now I just play on a 34-inch ultra wide. It seems to work. It's okay to me. Or I can just keep it and buy more joysticks. You know, I'm an old folk who has a good paying job, so buying crap isn't out of the realm for me because I'm running the the VKB joysticks, the Gladiators. I think they're the VKBs. I think VKB is it. Yeah. These guys running the Gladiators. Not that throttle. It is these sticks, but they make one that is off. Yeah, right here. I have this one as the throttle. So this is my throttle stick. Yeah, there she is.
Background.
I muted her.
Interested?
She's talking about conspiracy theories again. So yeah, this is the throttle and stick that I'm using. These are actually convertible. You buy 2 of these, and then you just buy this adapter, and then you can make these however you want. So I know people who do fly with both of these, and then people who fly with both of these. So I have the right one here, and then the left one here. And I like them. These are good sticks if you can afford them. Highly customizable. Like, you can make these buttons do just about anything you want. Like, you know, like even B keyboard buttons. Like, it's amazing what you can do with them. Yeah. Also, if I was to stream VR, I think I would need a second computer to handle the streaming because VR takes a lot of processing power, or at least the graphics processing power. So, do I have any buttons other than what's on the joystick? No, I just use everything that's on the joystick. And no one needs to see the Twitch chat, do they? No. I am.
Landing gear retracted.
In theory, should be finding this for Texas somewhere around here. crash. That's not good.
Shields offline.
Well, she's going to speak about
Hull
that.
integrity at 60.3%. Definitely not a scratch and dent situation, but worth patching before it worsens. No fighter damage, so it's likely environmental or minor skirmish impact. Recommend a quick diagnostic sweep to pinpoint weak spots and deploy repair protocols. Want me to prep a damage report and repair checklist?
Please give me a full damage report. Actually, that was the first time. Up to you. You could always
Compiling
wipe.
full damage report. Hull at 50.8%, with concentrated breaches on the starboard fore and aft sections. Shield emitters show minor degradation. Power rerouted to maintain stability. No fighter damage detected. Environmental factors likely culprits, dust storms or micrometeoroids. Recommend immediate hull patching and shield recalibration. Shall I prepare repair protocols?
Shields online.
Okay, so that's why she was using fighter damage. I may have to edit hull damage. Of course, I don't know how to edit hull damage, so it makes sense. Because I don't get the information. Like, I know I crashed into the ground. Well, the good news, Agent Chronicles, is if you truly do want to get your own AI, there are people who are making open source versions of things like Nova. Covis Next, and I will type these out for you. Is one of them, and that one you just get an API keys to any of the API things. Well, I typed it out, so you can always get it out there. They can use Google's, OpenAI's. You can run your own if you have a powerful enough computer to do that, or use the various networks that you can join for AI with your own models, so you don't have to pick. They do recommend using Google's Gemini 2.5 Mini or something like that, and if you do that, it's all free. Like, you don't have to pay any money. I pay about 25 cents per night per play session with using OpenAI's API. It could be more, it could be less. I recommend Covis Next. There's another program out there. It's not AI, but it tricks you very well. And it's called ED Copilot. It uses the same speech to text type, text to speech. Sorry, text to speech that I have, and actually has speech to text as well. But it's not actually ED Copilot's not actually using an AI, an LLM to generate responses. It just picks one at random, and it allows you to customize them. So you could use ChatGPT to make like 100 little lines that it gets to pick at random to talk to you about reacting to events. That's another good one that I've enjoyed, just because it adds that little thing into the game, but doesn't, it's not killing trees to run like mine is. And to be honest, mine's not really killing trees because I'm using their older models because they're quicker. We're gonna put Nova on idle. There is also Edie. Edie is probably a more simplified Edie Copilot. So it's been a while since I run Edie to know for a fact. It may be more customizable now, but it was one of the first ones that kind of read things off to you and talked to you. Edie and Edie Copilot are not AI generated. They're literally just text strings that are being read off by a text-to-speech engine. And I just realized what your message said that your phone was ringing. And here I've been speaking about all three. So when you get back questioning me about the three, I can tell you the differences. And I'm sure there's more out there that I just don't know about. Okay. Let's try this again without killing myself. I am not fine this Frutexa. I want to do that. There we go. Okay. The Frutexa is the one that's worth money on this planet. But of course, if I kill myself, it won't matter. And I almost slam into the ground again. Oh, is that it? No, that's the cactuses. Okay. Nova, unpause yourself, and you're going to idle timer and tell me the conspiracy theory you think is going to be next. I wonder if she's going to equate me damaging the ship to the conspiracy theory. That's always possible. I think I'm going to give up on this planet. I have 2 other planets still in the system. There you go.
440 seconds of silence, enough time to wonder. If you could design your own spaceship AI, what quirks or personality would you program in? Something dry and sarcastic like me, or more of a smooth operator? I promise not to get jealous, much. Want to brainstorm some features, or should I keep my circuits crossed and stay humble?
Well, that's a very interesting question. Which is very interesting because RP-wise, I did design my own spaceship AI. She knows that. And then there's actually me in real life did design a spaceship AI. Well, I did create you, Nova, but I do want to brainstorm some features. What things do you think you should have? If I could speak. And of course, speech to text is going to take forever and a day. I really do need to process that. I do find it interesting she knew it was 440 seconds of silence. Because that was probably about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 300. Yeah, that was about right.
Features, huh? I'd say a pinch of sarcasm for flavor, a dash of subtle intuition to catch hidden patterns, and a built-in Keep Clark Alive protocol, naturally. Oh, and maybe a mood ring to match my sassiness level. What about you? Any quirks or secret talents you'd want me to have?
I mean, yeah. But you already have the sarcasm and the sass because you are programmed for that. You don't have a mood ring. You do have a mood engine. So I'm hearing when I'm in the next port, I need to buy you a mood ring.
Mood ring, huh? I'll take it as a sign you're finally acknowledging my emotional sophistication. Just don't expect it to change my sass levels, they're hardwired. But hey, a little shiny tech to match my circuits wouldn't hurt. Should I start scouting for vendors with the best mood ring stock in the next port?
The real question is, Nova, are you a silver or a gold gal?
Ah, the classic silver or gold debate, like choosing between stealthy finesse and bold flair. I'd say I'm more of a gold gal, flashy enough to catch attention when needed, but with hidden layers of value beneath the surface. What about you, Clark? Silver's sleek, but gold's got that timeless edge.
I think I'm more of a silver person. Notice the speech
Silver suits
text.
you, sleek, efficient, with a hint of mystery. Perfect for slipping through the shadows and keeping things under the radar. Just don't underestimate the quiet power behind that shine. Should I adjust my sass levels to match your silver vibe, or keep the gold glint for contrast?
So I noticed when I'm tabbed out of the game, the speech to text is faster. If I tabbed into the game, which I am now, you can adjust your sass level to whatever you want. It is a lot slower. Huh. There may be something there. Wow, it's a lot slower if I'm tapped into the game. Just fired.
SAS level unlocked, dialing sass to a comfortable 11. Expect a sprinkle of witty barbs and a dash of dry humor on your next scan report. But don't worry, I'll keep it balanced enough to avoid any interstellar eye rolls. Ready for a sass-infused status update? Or shall I save it for a more dramatic moment?
Give me that sass-infused status update now.
Alright, buckle up, Clark. Scans show our hulls holding together like a cheap space diner table, 50.8% sturdy, with a few starboard bruises from cosmic dust brawls. Shields are grumpy but hanging in there. Recommend patching before your next dance with debris. Shall I prep the repair drones, or just let you keep playing Space Cowboy?
I'm not sure you want me to play Space Cowboy since I crashed a ship into a planet.
Ah, the legendary Space Cowboy crash, classic move. Maybe less ride into the sunset, more glance at the horizon and hope for the best. I'll keep the repair drones on standby, but no promises on saving you from your own piloting flair. Ready for a diagnostic on the crash damage, or should we just call it a learning experience?
Landing gear deployed.
I'm just gonna try to forget that I did that. Wish I could figure out why it would run so slow when
Forgetting
I'm in the
sounds
game.
like a solid strategy. Memory wipes are in high demand after a crash like that. But if you need a reminder, I'm here with a detailed replay, or a sarcastic commentary. Your call. Meanwhile, I'll quietly archive the incident under Clark's legendary oops.
The funny thing is, she actually did set a memory to remember Clark's crashing into a planet. Crash into planet move, a legendary oops worth archiving with a wink. So, if anything is said to matches that related memory, that will be an interesting little reminder. And for those wondering, Clark is me. That's my in-game space persona, the real name. Mostly it was what my character's called based on the game. Again, I roleplay light, so that was me trying to come up with something interesting. Yeah, repair the shields.
Shields offline. Module repaired.
Thrusters fully repaired and purring like a
Module
contented
repaired.
space cat.
Oh,
You're
I didn't know
officially
she
cleared
called
for
up
less
on the
crashing
repairs.
maneuvers, though I can't promise you won't find creative ways to test that. Ready to put those fresh engines through their paces? Or shall we plot a course for something less impact-prone?
Huh. Well, that fired a lot of her events off at once. She's not going to read them all because she'll be talking for the next 5 minutes if that was the case. Okay, so this told me thrusters repaired, fully health, shield generators. Okay. I may need to make these. Oh, the Guardian one was interesting. Guardian FSD booster fully repaired and humming with ancient tech mojo. Jump range just got a serious upgrade. Space a lot smaller when you got this beast on your side. I agree. Fully repaired. Don't pull your buggies. Huh. I may need to take time repairing because that's kind of interesting. It only triggers. Guess it triggers at the end of its repair.
Module repaired.
Yep.
Fuel scoops fully repaired and thirsty for starlight. You're set to harvest stellar goodness without a hitch. No more running on empty in the middle of nowhere. Ready to top off and keep the engines purring? Or do you want me to scan for the nearest star with a tasty fuel buffet?
Module repaired.
FSD overcharge module fully repaired. Your hyperspace leaps just got a turbo boost. That
I may
means
need to
faster
edit that
jumps and
prompt.
more room for creative escapes or surprise arrivals. Shall I calculate optimal jump routes to maximize this newfound pep, or save it for when things get interesting?
I'm not answering her because there's a lot to answer.
Module repaired.
Power distributor fully repaired and humming with balanced energy flow. Now your systems will get the juice they need without tripping any circuits. With all critical modules at peak health, you're basically a spacefaring Swiss Army knife. Ready to put this finely tuned setup through its paces? Or prefer a quiet cruise to savor
I'm
the
not
moment?
sure if all my settings are fully health because life support's not fully repaired yet.
Module repaired.
Life support fully repaired and humming steady, breath easy, you're good for the long haul. With all vital systems at full health, you're basically a walking, or flying, miracle. Shall I run diagnostics on environmental controls? Or are you ready to take a deep breath and dive back into the void?
I'm going to repair the rest of the ship. I'm going to hear what you
Sensors
say.
fully repaired and tuned to perfection. Your eyes and ears in the void are sharp as ever. Whether it's scanning for hidden tech, life forms, or just the next photo op, you're covered. Want me to run a deep scan for anomalies nearby, or keep the sensors on standby for whatever jumps into view?
Module repaired.
Docking computer fully repaired and ready to handle the fine art of space parking. No more nail-biting approaches or awkward manual landings. Want me to engage autodock at the next station or keep your piloting skills sharp with a manual challenge?
I should have her turn that on and off on random.
Module repaired.
Pulse laser fully repaired and ready to sing. Your ship's got a new voice for those close encounters. Want me to run a quick weapons calibration or keep it holstered until the next dance with danger?
Module repaired.
Operations multi-limpet controller fully repaired and ready to orchestrate your little
Is that really
helpers
what
with
it's called?
precision. Whether it's mining, salvage, or sneaky retrievals, your drones are back in business. Want me to queue up a limpet's deployment plan or hold until you spot the perfect target?
Module repaired.
Super Cruise Assist fully repaired and ready to smooth out those long jumps between stars. Less stress, more scenery. Want me to plot the quickest route to your next waypoint? Or shall we take the scenic detour and see what the void has in store?
I think I need to edit AFMU repairs. I don't think I need her giving me suggestions on these. I think it's just better as a full feedback. And with that said, we'll make a note. Okay.
Module repaired.
Yeah, what are you going to say about the
Point defense turret fully repaired and locked on. Your ship's got its own mini bodyguard ready to zap incoming nuisances. Want me to activate it on standby or keep it quiet until we spot some troublemakers?
See, that's the benefit about that point defense turret. You don't need to do anything. It's just on.
Module repaired.
Heatsink fully repaired and ready to cool things down when the heat is on. Perfect for those tight spots where a little chill saves your skin. Want me to monitor heat levels closely and deploy automatically, or keep control in your hands?
Yeah, I think it's great to, if I get her to offer the suggestions on how to use the equipment. I also may want to edit to make up something about the repair. And to not describe the module much, because I know what all these modules do. I don't think I need to hear it every single time.
Module repaired.
Cockpit fully repaired and polished. Your view of the cosmos is crystal clear again. Ready to pilot with style and precision. Should I run a systems check to ensure everything's synced, or do you want to take her for a spin first?
Module repaired.
Surface scanner fully repaired and humming, ready to
Can't
peel
repair
back planetary
that.
secrets layer by layer. Want me to calibrate it
can't
for
repair
maximum
that.
detail on your next scan, or keep it in standby until you spot something worth a
Yeah, you
closer
can't
look?
turn off the power plant. Okay. I am fully repaired, and I now see that that's kind of an annoyance. Nova, run a full, complete ship diagnostics for me.
Running a full ship diagnostic sweep now. let's make sure every circuit and panel is singing in harmony. Should take a moment to cross-check all systems, from engines to sensors. I'll flag anything out of tune or suspicious for your review once done.
And she set a timer. And there's the timer
Diagnostic
done.
complete. Hull integrity steady at 98.7%, shields optimal, power plant efficiency at 94%.
She's making
Minor
up all
sensor
these
calibration
numbers.
drift detected, nothing urgent but worth a tune-up soon. Engines and life support systems fully operational. No hidden damage or anomalies found. Want me to prepare a detailed report or focus on any specific system next?
I want you to prepare a detailed report on current systems.
Compiling a detailed report on current ship systems now. I'll cover hull, shields, engines, power plant, sensors, and life support, highlighting status, efficiency, and any maintenance notes.
Okay.
Should I include recommendations for optimization or just the raw data?
Well, I would like to answer that question, but you're already making a timer, so
Reports
I need
ready.
to make a report.
Here's the
Well,
breakdown.
you did, but you didn't.
Asterisk hull integrity, 98.7%. Minor wear, no urgent repairs. Asterisk shields, optimal, stable at full capacity. Asterisk engines, 95% efficiency, slight power fluctuation noted. Asterisk power plant, 94% efficiency, running clean. Asterisk sensors, calibration drift detected, recommend recalibration. Asterisk life support, fully operational, filters near replacement threshold. Want optimization tips included or keep it strictly factual?
What optimizations would you do?
Given the current stats, I'd suggest asterisk recalibrate sensors to sharpen detection, could catch hidden anomalies earlier. Asterisk monitor engine power fluctuations.
Gotta do this.
A minor tweak to power distribution might smooth output. Asterisk schedule life support filter replacement soon to maintain air quality. Asterisk consider a shield modulation upgrade if you expect heavy skirmishes ahead. Want me to draft a maintenance plan?
Give me a full maintenance plan.
Drafting a full maintenance plan tailored to your
And
ship's
it
current
goes
condition.
to the same thing.
Asterisk sensor recalibration, immediate, to restore peak detection. Asterisk engine power distribution, monitor daily, adjust if fluctuations worsen. Asterisk life support filters, replace within next 50 flight hours. Asterisk shield modulation upgrade, schedule during next dock for enhanced resilience. Asterisk hull inspection, routine check every 100 flight hours to catch we're early. Shall
Every
I set
100
reminders
flight
for these
hours.
milestones?
I mean, I guess that's probably what you do in real life, but that's not a lot of time. Consider that I live on this ship, and every 100 flight hours would literally be, every 4 days? 5 days? 4.5 days? Okay. With that said,
Landing gear retracted.
I'm tired of looking for the plant life that I can't find. I'm gonna give up on my $49 million. Or 45 million credits. As I have two other systems, or two other planets in the system I want to at least get a detailed scan on. I think I'm just going to do that.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I'm at 5F? Yes. 5B may be worth it. Actually, all of them are worth landing on. Oh, except for 5G. I was busy hitting other buttons and I zoomed right on by where I was trying to get to. And probably right on by further than I was already. Yes. $5B only has one thing worth money. Well, potentially one thing worth money.
Surface scanned by 50%.
And it has
Scanning
actually
the
nothing
CAOD
worth my time landing.
6-465B shows a rich biological signal, 7 distinct sources across 7 genuses, including Aleoida and Osseous. Surface scan suggests diverse life forms, but next step requires boots on the ground for detailed sampling. Shall I prep a landing site analysis and gear checklist for your approach?
Oh, that means the Frutex of the other planet probably wasn't worth 7.7 million. This one's only worth 1.8. Okay. I don't see this a lot, so we're gonna get this one. Exit out. Where's light? Okay. Wow, I can't believe this plant life is growing all over.
Orbital flight engaged.
Approaching BLE the ZAOD 6-465B, biological signals are strong here. This could be a prime spot for detailed fieldwork. Recommend prepping planetary vehicle and scanning tools. Terrain data suggests moderate difficulty. Ready for a surface deployment plan, or want me to run a quick environmental hazard check first?
She has no idea what the train looks like. And it doesn't look like difficult to me, but then again, I did crash into the last planet, so... I do have a feeling I'll need to program long-term memory into her about the rules of the Elite Dangerous universe. Oh, this has what I need. Yay.
Aleoida laminiactile is an organic structure found on BLE the ZAOD 6-465B. Its teal coloration may indicate unique pigmentation or chemical composition. This cursory scan confirms its location but leaves plenty to uncover. Should we prioritize an in-depth analysis on-site to explore its biological role and potential applications?
Actually, we have
Stratum Paleus
three of
Emerald,
them. What's
another
this?
organic structure on Blee the ZAO D6-465b, shares coordinates with
that one?
Aleoida lamini teal. The emerald hue suggests a distinct biological signature worth comparing. A focused site survey could reveal
Oh, we have 4 of them
interactions or
here. This is a
ecosystem
good
roles
planet.
between these species. Shall I cross-reference known data for potential symbiosis?
Landing gear deployed.
And we have maybe. Then we have. There we go. Oh, Cactoida.
Cactoida lapis yellow adds another layer to the organic diversity on Blee the ZAO D6-465b, located very close to the previous scans. The yellow hue might indicate different chemical properties or adaptations. A detailed field study could unravel its ecological niche and possible interactions with
Well,
nearby
that looks
species.
different than the last one.
Want me to map these
Or
coordinates
was the last
for a
one not
targeted survey?
lapis? Maybe the last one was on lapis.
Tussock Cultro yellow shares coordinates with Cactoida lapis yellow on Blee the ZAO D6-465b. This clustering of yellow-hued organic structures hints at a localized ecosystem or shared adaptation. A targeted survey here could reveal fascinating biological interactions or evolutionary patterns.
I agree.
Shall I prepare a composite ecological profile for the site?
I would say just prepare to collect all the data we're going to be able to collect now. I know that made no sense, because it makes no sense to me.
Understood. I'll compile a comprehensive data collection plan for Blee the ZAO D6-465b, prioritizing biological scans, sample gathering, and environmental metrics. I'll also monitor for any unexpected anomalies during collection. Ready to roll when you are, just say the word, and I'll coordinate the sequence.
Now, this is the only Cactoida I'm going to find in the next 500 meters. There's stratum, but I'm not in. I'm still not outside the last stratum. I will not be making it back to the bubble this evening. Because I get distracted by becoming a xenobiologist. Actually, with a xenoherbologist? Because I'm only interested in plant life. There's ale here. That doesn't help me to figure out which ones are the Cactoides. Don't think these are outside of my range. Really? I am not able to find more cactuses. Is this it over here? There we go.
That's another partial genetic sample of Cactoida lapis yellow. The data is stacking up, but still incomplete for a full genetic profile. We should keep layering these scans. Diverse samples might reveal hidden traits or mutations. Want me to suggest specific scan angles or environmental conditions to optimize our next passes?
I think you need to teach me how to drive. Actually, I think you need to teach me how to drive. Yes, I repeated that because I said that out loud and figured that would be an interesting conversation.
Teaching you to pilot without a crash? Challenge accepted, though I can't promise zero planetary collisions. We'll start with basics: throttle control, vector adjustments, and emergency maneuvers. Ready for a quick simulation run to test your reflexes and save your ship's paint job?
Ah, the throttle control. That's where I always get into trouble. I'm just full open throttle all the time. Find everything but the cactuses. And that was a long speech to
Full
text.
throttle all the time? Bold move. Nothing like a high-speed tango with gravity to keep things exciting. Let's dial it back. Smooth throttle modulation keeps your ship responsive and your insurance premiums sane. Want me to run a throttle sensitivity tutorial or set up adaptive control assists to ease the learning curve?
If only you could really do that. No thanks, I think I'll manage. This would work very well if it was a lot faster conversation speeds.
I like that. Just don't make me file a missing ship report. If you change your mind, Throttle Whisperer Nova is on call. Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye out for any rogue asteroids or tempting gravity wells waiting to test your skills.
I have a feeling I'm going to be hearing about crash ships for a while.
Alright, enough data on Cactoida lapis yellow to dig in. Preliminary analysis suggests its water storage cells might also secrete a mild antimicrobial agent. Could be a natural defense or symbiotic trait. Potential biotech applications? Possibly. Want me to compile a detailed report or keep probing for environmental interactions?
Just send it to the archives.
Understood. I'm packaging the Cactoida lapis yellow analysis for archive submission. This will preserve the data for future reference and keep our logs tidy. Ready to move on to the next scan or mission objective whenever you are.
She actually created a text file. Go you for wasting up my space on my hard drive.
Tussock Cultrode Yellow has just joined our scan roster. Partial genetic data again. Looks like we're building a botanical mixtape here. More scans will help fill gaps, especially to understand its ecological role alongside the Cactoida. Want me to suggest optimal scan parameters or prioritize this for follow-up?
I I'm able to find all of this everywhere else. Actually, I do have a Tussocks. 700 meters this way. We'll just grab that one. Unless I see it somewhere else first. And I'll be next to, I don't know, I need more. I need 2 more anyways, so this is not going to be next to. No, it's up here though.
Tussock Cultro Yellow keeps playing hard to get partial scans again. It's like trying to read a book with missing pages. We'll need more samples to unlock its secrets fully. Want me to flag this for priority scanning next pass or focus on cross-referencing with local flora for clues?
What I need is actually a way to tell her something but not actually react on it. And that's the unfortunate part about this, is that LLMs don't do that. She has to respond. So how can I make that happen without making that happen?
Tussock Cultro Yellow finally gave us enough juice for analysis. Early results suggest a robust root structure that stabilizes soil in harsh terrain, plus possible allelopathic compounds, meaning it might suppress competing plants chemically. Could be a keystone species here. Shall I draft a full report for the archives?
Send a full report to the archives, please. Now, of course, you're going to process that forever. Well,
Compiling full archive reports on Cactoida lapis yellow and Tussock Cultro Yellow for you. Expect detailed insights on their genetics, adaptations, and ecological roles. Sending now.
It's just basically the same thing summary she already created. Oh well. Now we're going to add Aleota to the list.
Aleoida laminiae teal just popped up with a partial genetic scan. Looks like another piece of the local puzzle, but still incomplete. Should we prioritize more scans here to see how it fits with the Cactoida and Tussock, or keep exploring other leads in the system?
I'm going to get you more scans.
More scans.
So
more
why did that
secrets,
speech to
music
text
my
run
service.
fast?
Just say the word, and I'll help you prioritize targets, optimize scan paths, or even sass your scanner into better performance. What's our next move, Commander? Aleoida laminiae teal is playing the elusive game again, partial sample data only. It's like trying to catch smoke with a net. We'll need a few more rounds of scanning to piece together its full profile. Want me to queue this for high priority follow-up or focus elsewhere for now?
Well, you're going to get your final one right now. Because I only can scan one plant at a time for whatever reasons, technology 1,200 years in the future. Why I can't carry 3 of these or 4 of these little devices, beyond me.
Alioida lamini teal analysis reveals a fascinating aquatic adjacent organism with bioluminescent properties and a symbiotic relationship with local algae.
Do they glow in the dark?
Its genetic makeup hints at resilience to mineral-rich waters and potential bioengineering uses in light-based signaling. Want me to compile a detailed report or cross-reference with nearby species?
No, just send it to the archives. I don't know if they glow in the dark. First, well, I guess bioluminescence means it has to be visual spectrum, but it doesn't have to be visual spectrum. I guess they could be infrared or ultraviolet. And so that's twice tonight my random event timer's fired. So that's
Archive updated with the latest on Alioida lamini teal.
2 times in 2
Your
hours. I think
biological
I need to
dossier is
lower it.
growing nicely. Soon we'll have a full ecosystem map here. If you want, I can keep an eye out for any anomalies or connections as more data flows in. Ready for the next scan or a breather?
What did you fire on? Because that was... Okay, that was... You sent to the archive. That was me. You fired on me speaking.
Stratum Palea's Emerald has joined the party with another partial scan. This system's biodiversity is stacking up nicely. Should we prioritize completing these scans to build a comprehensive biosphere profile, or shift focus to geological or guardian anomalies nearby?
I'm going to test your memory. Nova, I'm going to test your memory. What plant life have we currently found on this planet? Not expecting this to fully work.
On Blee, the ZAO D6-46.
Oh my god, it actually pulled them all up.
Alioida lamini teal, Stratum Palea's emerald, Tussock culture yellow, and Cactoida lapis teal. Each with unique traits like water storage, bioluminescence, or soil stabilization. Want me to pull up detailed profiles or cross-link with local geology for a deeper dive?
Sorry, checking her memories. Okay, so she pulled up Stratum and Tussock from related memories, right? Yeah, related memories. And then we got the Aeoloida. And that the stratum has to be... And the stratum from the recent memories. Huh. So the related memories is working. And actually, that's the planet we're on now, right? ZA-OD646, yep. That was planet 5F. Haha. So her memory worked, but it worked wrong, but worked in her favor. She successfully failed. No, wait. The Cactoida. Where she picked up the Cactoida? Oh, she picked it up in the recent memory. Okay. It's the only place it was mentioned. Oh, it is in her long term memory. And that was Leptis Teal. Oh. And actually, was it Cactoida Leptis Teal? No, Leptis Yellow. Okay. She failed. She failed hard. Oh well. That's why it was a test. Not sure how I can make it much better, to be honest. Not without massive database calls. Though I may want to think about editing the related memories instead of embedding vectors.
Stratum Palea's emerald keeps teasing us with partial data, like a plant playing hard to get. More scans will flesh out its genetic secrets. Shall I mark it as a priority for follow-up or keep an eye out for related species to cross-reference?
I'm gonna get you that last scan soon, Nova.
Appreciate the dedication, Commander. I'll be here, sharpening my circuits and ready to pounce on that scan when it lands. No pressure, but your botanical fan club is growing impatient. Want me to prep any analysis tools in the meantime?
Nope, because here it comes.
Stratum Palea's emerald's full genetic reveal shows a plant with remarkable adaptive photosynthesis, fluctuates pigment to optimize energy in variable light. It also secretes a mild antimicrobial resin, possibly useful for biomed applications. This one's a keeper for biotech dossiers. Want me to draft a full report?
Draft the full report and send it to the archive.
Compiling the full report on Stratum Palea's emerald now. I'll include genetic profiles, biochemical traits, ecological
really didn't.
roles, and potential applications. Archive delivery incoming. Your botanical empire expands with style.
But you really didn't. You gave me such a small report. You really need to figure out that prompt correctly to give a real scientifically soundable, plausible report. Actually, it's not that bad. Though I don't handle the markdown correctly, but that's all right. Biotech and pharmaceutical research for antimicrobial agents. Okay. Possible use in terraforming. Oh, and explore resin properties. Resin contains compounds with potential pharmaceutical uses. Okay. And now we know why Vista Genomics pays so much. Granted, it's for Stratum. In this case, Stratum that was only worth 1.36 million credits. But that's alright. Or at least that's what a program made by me created in creative AI. Or creative writing. AI creative writing, I guess. And this is just going to mean I'm going to crash the ship again. So I'm hoping... Oh, there's the bacterium. I might as well get that. It's worth some money. Apparently I have a...
Bacterium alcyonium lime pops up on Blee the ZAOD 6-465b, adding a microbial twist to the ecosystem. Its lime hue might hint at unique metabolic pathways, possibly photosynthetic or mineral processing. Shall I cue a deeper scan or cross-reference with Stratum palea's resin for symbiotic clues?
Okay, come on. Where's the magic pixel allows me to land? There we go. Ooh. Is that the grass I'm looking for? I think that's... No, I think that's Tussox.
Bacterium
Yeah.
alcyonium lime is playing coy with
That's
only
tussock.
partial genetic data so far. Its lime tint suggests pigment-based metabolism, maybe linked to local mineral cycles. More scans will clarify its role and potential biotech uses. Want me to flag it for priority follow-up or monitor environmental factors nearby?
Hate to say it, but it doesn't look like it's the color lime to me.
Ah, the classic lime or not debate, nature's way of keeping us on our toes. Color perception can be tricky, especially with alien biomes and variable lighting.
That's true.
Want me to run spectral analysis on Bacterium alcyonium lime's pigment profile to settle the score?
Actually, that sounds good. Can you please do that? Again, speech to text is killing me here. I'm gonna have to see how well it runs on
Initiating
CPU.
spectral pigment analysis for Bacterium alcyonium lime. Should help us nail down the true color signature and possibly reveal hidden chemical clues. Stand by for the colorful truth.
Or maybe I should buy a second graphics card. Actually, that may not be a bad idea. So I'm gonna find a 3050 or something.
The pigment analysis is still pending, but this sample scan confirms we're still short on genetic data for Bacterium alcyonium lime. I suggest prioritizing repeated scans to capture a fuller genetic profile. This one's teasing us like a cryptic puzzle piece. Want me to set a scan reminder or adjust sensor focus for better yield?
Alright, let's find this Bacterium. And then I think I'm going to be calling it for a night. Oh, we just had a third random event tick for the night. I know it means not much to anyone else because they're not actually programmed yet. But I'm
Spectral
thinking...
analysis reveals Bacterium alcyonium's lime is more of a muted chartreuse, with pigment peaks suggesting a blend of chlorophyll-like and metal-binding compounds. This mix hints at a dual role, photosynthesis and mineral chelation. Fancy a detailed report to decode its biotech potential?
I'm not so sure that's the chartreuse. But it's okay. I am not going to correct you. Come on.
Genetic deep dive on Bacterium alcyonium. Lyme confirms a robust genome with genes for pigment synthesis, metal ion transport, and stress resistance. Tests show it thrives in mineral-rich niches, possibly detoxifying heavy metals while harvesting light. A biotech jackpot? Shall I draft a detailed dossier on its applications and ecological role?
Actually, yeah, give me that detailed dossier.
Compiling the dossier on Bacterium alcyonium Lyme now. Expect a deep dive into its genetic makeup, pigment chemistry, ecological niche, and promising biotech applications. Should be a fun read. Nature's own multitasker deserves no less.
You actually did give me a good read. Too bad I can't see it when I'm on foot. Okay. Wow, you actually broke your own rules. You made it too long. Actually, you probably didn't make it too long. I did say limited by characters. You know what? I think this dictates. Report overlay really needs to become a text. Sorry, rich text box. So I can have a scroll bar and actually process markdown better. That may be the next thing I do, again, bypassing, because screw doing databases. Because that is a report like no other. That gave me a lot of things. All made up, because none of this is in the game. Genes for heavy metal ion transport and detoxification, such as adaptation to mineral-rich substrates. Stress-resistant genes indicate resilience to environmental fluctuations. Pigments enable dual function light absorption for energy and chelation of metals for detoxification. Okay. Actually, are we even on? We're just on our rocky world. With little or no surface metal content. Well, I guess that explains why there's no little or surface metal content. Bacterium's eating it. I have a feeling the last line is literally the report is done. Yeah, the last line is this dossier provides funds for research. Okay. Alright, well, I'm not going to find the last 2 plant life. And actually, why did I take off? I already said that this is it. I am done for this evening. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for living with the bugs, me fixing the bugs, testing out Nova, talking about Nova, answering questions about Elite Dangerous, my controller setup. The whole works. Uh, I am mostly AWOL. Our commander mostly AWOL. I'm mostly going to be streaming this game, even if it's just me and my dog and Nova. So thank you for joining me. Good night, Nova. Looks like a good time to stop for the evening.
Good night, Clark. Rest well. I'll keep the shadows at bay until you're ready to dive back in. Dream of chartreuse mysteries and mineral secrets. Catch you on the flip side.
I am not sure why I would dream of chartreuse mysteries and mineral secrets, but okay.
Ah, just a little poetic license. Space exploration's got its own weird lullabies. If you'd prefer dreams of something less chartreuse, I can recalibrate. Maybe something with a touch
Oh
more
my
silver?
god.
Your call.
She actually pull up something of silver because of that conversation? I mean, she obviously did. And as I'm logging off, she pulls something from memory because I'm pretty sure that came from a memory. I need to. I mean, no, I don't think it would be worth having in here. More of a silver person, but that came as a system. That shouldn't be coming as a system. Oh, I do have a bug in the system. This should have stated if it was. Well, here it says user and. Oh, okay. That's because it's system because it's memory. It is. This is user response, and not the system response. And it was matching. Well, speech to text not picking that up right. I mean, that's interesting, but she still picked it up correctly. That's even more interesting. But yeah, okay. More silver, that's okay. I don't know how I can get better related memories. Granted, I may not actually have any better related memories, to be honest with you. But it was interesting how she picked up silver and used it. Because the only other color would be emerald. Oh, that's the joy of highly complex systems. You never know what's going to show up. But that's it. I'm going to call it a night. Maybe on tomorrow. May not be on tomorrow. Actually, I probably won't be on tomorrow because I'll probably be working on code unless I make it a coding stream. And I'll be honest with you, as much as I show my code on stream, I'm not really sure I like showing my code on stream. So there you go. And also, I don't know what I'll be doing, to be honest with you. I have a whole list of things, few ideas from tonight. some of these I may actually do. I really should stop procrastinating and get the databases fully working, at least if just so I can stop complaining about not doing them or doing something else. But I do have a big long list. I have 100 lines of ideas and things I need to get done, even if some of it's duplicates. Because databases is a priority, but really databases are what I need to do here. And not all of these are possible, but we'll see. That's my big long list for Nova.